Welcome back to my channel. Or welcome to my channel. This is the third episode of Real Talk, and today I have my first guy friend in Canada here with me today. What's your name?
Mack.
I got to know Mack because of my girlfriend that's sitting right over there. Yeah, he's her boyfriend.
Yes.
And you guys have been together for how long?
A year and 3 months.
How is it?
It's like, as with like every relationship, you're gonna go through ups and downs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
Okay.
can survive that, it's fine.
We have a few questions that I prepared, but because you just said that, what downs have you guys experienced already?
So the ups and downs are mainly to do with like culture and just plain lifestyle and the differences and how you grew up, I guess. Yeah.
Culture. Where are you from?
Korea, but I'm Canadian.
So were you born here?
No, born in Australia, which is
Do you know Korean at all?
Yes, I know. I'm sort of fluent in Korean. I know, like, I can have a conversation. I just don't know big words.
So you're a KBC? Korean born Canadian?
Yeah.
Just to let you guys know, Nicole is Taiwanese, like me. Okay, so English is the second language for... Oh wait, it's your first language.
Yeah. English is my first.
Okay, well, English is the second language for Nicole. So what would you say is the most difficult part of your relationship when it comes to language?
Language isn't a very big of a barrier, but I say this because you know how to have a relationship, it takes two, right?
Yeah.
And Nicole has the tendency to want to learn English.
Oh.
And I have the tendency to just like kind of teach also. Yeah, since it's that kind of relationship, it works out. Language is not a barrier just because of that. And like other people they're not going to be the same, right? Yeah, so people have to take that into account a lot of times.
How about like when you guys are in arguments?
In arguments, we're still pretty transparent.
Before I came here, I know that because I'm coming here, there's a pretty big chance that I'm going to be dating somebody that has English as their first language, right?
Yes.
And there's also a pretty big chance that this person does not understand Mandarin.
Yes.
I kind of thought through it. I feel like I would date somebody that does not understand Mandarin or the like Taiwanese culture, but I would prefer someone that understood my language.
Is it the language or is it the culture though?
It's both. Because if you understand the language, you understand the culture, right? Most likely.
Well, you don't have to understand the language to understand the culture.
But I feel like the language is very important. Because for me, it's like two worlds.
Right.
And you understand my whole world over here, but it's going to be because it's my second language, English.
Yeah.
So it would be really hard for me to share my other world so that you could completely understand me. Because there are so many differences. Isn't that like Korean culture?
Yeah. In some ways, yes. But like how I see it is like whenever I look at Nicole and I look at Taiwanese culture, like I'm very open to it. I want to learn about it. But like, do I want to learn the language? I really don't want to learn the language because that's very difficult, right? So for me, what I always try to do is because I don't understand the language, I express my interest by asking her questions about her culture. So I get more familiar with it. And I kind of see the similarities and the differences between Korean culture. And then I kind of see the middle ground from there on for me. But I think for you, let's say hypothetically, like you just decided to date a white person. Yeah. Right? Like totally Canadian, like Canadian born, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that it's absolutely crucial for your future boyfriend to understand the language if he understands
You
the
mean
culture?
my future husband? Because I'm okay with boyfriend.
Okay, boyfriend / husband. It's the same thing.
I mean, if I fall in love with this guy, it's fine. Like I'll deal with it. But preferably, like right now, ideally, I would prefer someone that understands both.
Right. Like, so like I'm saying, for you, it's not language. Conclusion is, it's not the language for you. It's the understanding of the two different cultures.
I think language is not more important compared to culture, but it's also pretty important because I want to be winning in our arguments. I'm pretty competitive, but my English isn't that good to the point where I can argue with somebody and like have a really hot debate. But in Chinese, I would. Yeah.
But I think it's like I said, like once you're in a relationship, you kind of give up things, right? You come in 50%, he comes in 50%, right? Like that, right? So I think once you're you say this now, but once you're in a relationship, I think you're just gonna be,
Wait, how many girlfriends have you had before?
Technically two.
What ethnicity was your first girlfriend?
Chinese.
From the mainland?
I don't remember, but yes.
You don't remember?
I honestly don't know. Like I was, okay, my excuse is I was in high school, number one, and number two, I was a very dumb kid when I was in high school. Okay? I was
I
very
believe
stupid.
that. Okay.
So, like, I don't even know if she spoke Canto or Mando.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Such a bad boyfriend. Well, let's move on to our second question. In Taiwan, when I was in Taiwan, most of the students that have studied abroad before, or Westerners in general, have a advantage when it comes to getting girls. I don't know why, but a lot of Asians will idealize having a boyfriend that's a Westerner or somebody that has experienced the English culture.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's much easier for them to get girls in, let's just say Taiwan. And one of my friends specifically told me this, like a Westerner who was white. He says it's super easy for him to just get a girlfriend in Taiwan. Okay, so how about here? Like being a KBC and seeing like your other CBC or KBC or whatever BC friends.
Yes.
And Westerners, how would you like? Is it easier compared to like people that are studying abroad here that do not have an English advantage here?
Like I honestly wouldn't say it's an advantage. To be honest, it's very, very difficult, first of all. Like as an Asian male to date, it's very difficult. Yeah.
How is that difficult? Why? Some people go for Asian males.
So like Asian people have the tendency to be very attracted to people who, number one, can speak perfect English, and number two, more or less would be white, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of like
even here?
Yeah, Asian Canadian girls, they try to date white guys a lot of times.
Oh.
But
I did not know that.
Among the people that I've met, at least, right? And you would think that international people, we would get international people. But the thing with international people here is that they create their own cliques within the international groups. So they stay within themselves. We stay within our own like group, right? And we just kind of like, hey, do you want to date it? Like,
does that mean that most of your friends are Korean?
No, most of my friends are actually Canadian, but they're Chinese. They're CBC.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Because if you kind of think about it, the native language in Taiwan is Mando, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you have the advantage. And like Asian people in general, if you lived in Asia and you never went abroad, then you would think that, if you know English, you got a very good education. That's like a big plus. And it's always been like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like the stereotype, but like here, it's like the native language is English. So there's no like distinct advantage per se. You know what I mean?
Well, then would it be an advantage to be fluent in Korean too?
Technically, I would say yes. Being bilingual is...
because I was lazy, I didn't want to type a lot of words, so I just said, do you get jealous easily? But what I really wanted to say, what I really wanted to ask was, would you say the BC guys or girls,
yeah,
do you guys get jealous easily? In Taiwan, guys get jealous pretty easily, and they're just Asians in general are more conservative when it comes to like speaking out what they think. I think it's also something about confidence because they don't have that big of an ego like the people here. I'm sorry. So they get jealous easily because I would say it's because they're not feeling secure about themselves and the relationship, maybe. I don't know. And what do you think?
I think everyone feels jealous, right? Like it's a natural emotion, but like people here don't get jealous to the point that it's destructive to the relationship. Yeah, like we can get jealous. Like for me, yes, I would get jealous too, but I wouldn't be like, why are you hanging out with this guy? You know, that kind of thing. And so this kind of ties in with culture, what I said before. Okay. Like I know that Nicole doesn't like it when I hang out with girls. And my best friends are girls. There are 3 girls in total, right? And she hates it when I hang out with them. And she thinks that I will date them. But they're not even girls to me at this point. They're brothers to me, you know? And like, I think in Asia, this kind of stuff doesn't really happen.
Well,
I'm not sure.
Most of, like, out of 50 couples, only 1 couple would be like, that's fine. Because I also have like 2 best guy friends in Taiwan. If I were to date them, I would have dated them a long time ago.
Yeah, that's what I told her.
Not only that, but for me, they're not like guys. They're just friends. Okay. Have you ever come upon like the question, do you think there's pure friendship between a male and a female?
A pure friendship?
Yeah. Have you ever come upon this question? Because we talk about it. I hear this question a lot in Taiwan.
No.
What?
Nobody.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna ask you this question later, but wait. Okay, so for me, I think that at first, like when you guys first interact, there's like 2 stages for me. The time when you first interact, you kind of know whether or not you might like this person.
Right.
And then you guys become like friends, right? Like, okay, we're talking about the real friends type of friends.
Yeah.
So you guys become friends first, not the dating first. Yeah. So you guys become friends first. And then if you pass like a certain time, every friend is different, but if you like pass like the certain time that you guys might date or might like each other, then it's just gone. Then you're just friend zoned for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
For both of you.
Yeah.
That's all. That's how I answered the question. Because they always say yes or no, but I don't think it's a yes or no. It's a time thing.
Right. For me, it's always been like, if I approach a girl fully knowing that I want to date her, then I do so accordingly. But if I approach a girl differently, then it means that I don't want to date her.
Yeah.
Like I'm very clear cut with it.
Well, do you feel jealous easily?
I don't feel jealous.
Never?
Not never, that's a lie. But like when I was dating my first ex, like I was a very, very toxic and jealous person. I'll admit it, right? And from that relationship, I kind of learned that jealousy isn't a bad thing per se, but it's also not something that you should use it to destroy a relationship, right? Don't take it so far that it'll destroy a relationship. Like at least tell your girlfriend or boyfriend how you feel if you feel jealous, right? And if you're kind of scared that it might be destructive. Now for her, she doesn't really hang out with guys here like one-on-one, so I don't really have much of an experience to back off my claims, but like if she was to go out with guys one-on-one, I would be totally okay with it. Right? It's her friend and she needs time with her friends, and I have to respect that. Yeah, I trust her too.
Yeah. Right? You said that in your last relationship, you got jealous very easily. I would say pretty controlling.
Yeah.
How did you show your jealousy? Like, did you just get into arguments all the time, or did you get mad at her, or did you get mad at the guy, or?
It's not even that. I was a very now that I think about it, every time I think about it, like I realize how much of a piece of shit I am. But like, I was so bad. It was like she used to wear very deep V-necks.
Yeah.
A lot. And it can easily show her bra.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, I look at that and I'm like, oh my God, stop. Like when she would like pick something up, like your shirt will naturally fall, right? And I'm like, dude, just do this and then pick something up. Like I would get mad at it and I would like instruct her how to be different. And like I told her to change basically, right?
Yeah.
And that's not how you do it. And
I'm glad that you learned. Because some guys just don't learn.
I mean, it's to do with ego. A lot of it has to do with ego.
Yeah.
For me, it was very egotistic of me to say those kind of things, right? And I realized that. And right after high school, I went to an acting school.
Yeah.
And in acting school, I realized how useless ego is. You know, like when the first time I went there, I was dressed like a total like gangster, like tough guy type of thing, right?
The pedophile. And then I'll zoom in.
Okay.
He looks like a pedophile, basically.
Yes. And I was younger at that time.
So
like I admit it, I totally was an asshole. Right when I was in acting school, the first thing that they made me do was act like a kid.
Yeah.
When I was dressed like a tough guy. And that was their tactic, right? Yeah. Oh, you're this kind of persona, do the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Right? And that totally broke down my ego.
Yeah.
Right? So, and after I did that, I got older and I realized I'm not a very egotistic person. I don't think I should be. So I was like, you know what? Let's just throw away ego. Let's just not think about ego for now, right? And that's how I've been just treating my relationships. Just no ego.
Very good. Somebody that went the wrong way and then learned from it. Very good. So the fourth question is, like when I first came here, because I don't drink, right? I don't drink at all. But then when I came here, everybody is drinking most of the time. But most of the people do it on Fridays or Saturdays, right?
Yes, yeah. That's why if you go downtown, you'll see like a lot of bars full, a lot of clubs full, etc.
Yeah, I do see that. I like drinking.
I love drinking.
Why though?
Because I don't get drunk. So I enjoy literally the chit chats you get to have when you're drunk.
When the other person's drunk.
Yeah.
Because you don't get drunk, so if
I'm not drunk, but I get tipsy though.
What's the difference between drunk and tipsy?
Drunk is when you're like very incoherent and you just really need to take a time out and just call it a night. When you're tipsy, you can still talk and you can still think.
Most of the people you know, how are their tolerance for alcohol? Like, because I would think that because it's somewhat like a culture thing.
Yeah.
Here, that most people would have a pretty good tolerance for alcohol. Unlike me.
I think, to be honest, I don't think a lot of people have a very high tolerance here. Like, yeah, a lot of guys tell me that they have a high tolerance. And like when we start drinking, like 2 bottles in and they're gone. You know, not beer, but like I drink soju. So like 2 bottles of soju and they're just gone. So I'm just like, that's not really a high tolerance. That's pretty much average. So.
After I came here, I've only seen 2 guys drink.
Yes.
One is my brother, which is super good at drinking.
Oh, okay.
Super, super good at drinking.
Okay.
And then one is Wing's husband. Well, they know Wing is in the Never Have I Ever. Her husband, he has I'd say he's a little bit allergic to alcohol.
Like he gets red easily?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think his tolerance is pretty good. Most of the people here have a good tolerance because both of them do, and then you say you do. So that's 3 out of 3. 100% of the guys I know here, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about the girls?
I've never seen a girl who can drink more than me. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Actually, that's a lie. I have seen only one girl, and she's one of my best friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question, guys. This one is for me, future me, and then you guys too. Name 3 places in Vancouver that you would recommend a friend, or I don't know, like 3 of your top secret dating spots.
So the first one is where I took Nicole on Valentine's Day. It's considered the most romantic restaurant in Vancouver. And it's called the Bricks and Mortar. And it's pretty upscale, so I would suggest if you're gonna take your girlfriend or boyfriend, make sure that you
save up.
Yeah, Or like you dated at least for quite some time.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
The second one would be if you're taking someone to a date. Like if you never met someone, let's say there's a Tinder match that you're about to meet.
Okay.
Right? Then I would suggest a place called Social Corner. Per se, Social Corner. And it's a very nice looking place. And if you go there during happy hour, get a couple of cocktails, have a mini pizza, whatever.
Alcohol again?
What else do you do on a first date? Come on.
You don't drink on your first date, do you? Like
Everyone drinks on
I
their
don't
first
drink. If I drink on my first date, it's not gonna
Okay,
be.
did you date here though? Did you ever
No,
date anyone?
no, not yet.
Exactly.
Okay, fine,
Exactly.
whatever. The last one.
If you're younger, I guess you can take them to Cactus Club or Earl's. That's usually the go-to place.
That's the end of today's Real Talk. Thank you,
Yes.
Mac, for being on my channel. Remember to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. If you want him to shut up, like the video. If you don't want him to shut up, comment down below. Bye bye. Wait.